Hello, Alex Peters from Homebridge. How are you?
I'm doing great, James. How are you?
I am very good. So, obviously, this is our market update, our monthly chat about how the real estate market is going, what the loan rates are like. And so, yes, let's kick it off straight away then with what is happening with interest rates at the moment.
Not bad. Things have kind of leveled off. If anything, depending on the day, it seems to be a little bit lower than we were last month. I checked my notes. Last time we did this was May 3rd, and it actually is slightly better. So, for example, last we spoke, I said VA was about 275 with no cost. It's still that way, but now we could probably give maybe a half a point of a credit. So on a $300,000 loan, that's $1,500. $800,000 loan, that's $4,000 towards closing costs. So that's great, and we're getting closer to 2.5% on the VA. That's for the high balance loans and the conforming loans. So that's what that means is loans 548,000 below are conforming, 548 and above are high balance. So they're the same on both of those. Conventional. In some cases, I can actually get 2.99 right now with a good equity, good credit on a single family home. But they're kind of hovering between 3%, 3.25%, maybe 3 3/8 for a condo. That would be for both loan sizes under 548 and above. It's kind of just steady Eddie. Last month when we spoke, I couldn't get 299 on anything. It was about 3 1/8 was absolute best case scenario. So a little improvement there. We'll take it. The overall conversation right now is pensive in the sense of it could be going up higher, but we've seen some recovery, especially on the 10-year. And the reason it was starting to go up, in my opinion, what I've been reading is there's a lot of talk about inflation. And now that it's kind of come to surface and it's a reality and this is where we're at, it's a matter of dealing with it. And I think the market's kind of normalized to that. And now they're looking at how can we, overcome it by the fall, is what they're trying to push for. And I think that's why we've seen things level off and not freak out anymore. So if you're still concerned and want to lock in a low interest rate, we have the lock and shop program where you can lock basically for a year in advance while you're shopping.
Yeah, that's something that I'd highly advise doing. Locking in your interest rate, because let's face it, inflation is going through the roof. Some interest rates can't stay this low forever. We keep saying this every month. We keep saying that house prices cannot stay this high forever. They will drop at some point, but then they keep going up. So we have no idea what's going to happen. But I think if you lock in your rate, that's not going to cost you anything. So why not? Exactly. So why not lock in that rate and then, as you say, do some shopping, look at some homes. If anyone can hear some random noise in the background of Alex, they are doing some work on his roof at the moment. So just ignore that. So, but the good news is, from a buyer's perspective, is interest rates are low. But the next thing we're going to talk about, the negative of that, is that house prices are still really high. There's still, I'm not working with a ridiculous amount of buyers right now. I've tried to concentrate on my sellers. We decided that we were going to flip our business, 6 months or so ago, and really try and work on sellers, because we would just, I hate to say it, wasting our time with a lot of buyers because we couldn't get them a home because it was so difficult. Things have definitely got better since then. Don't get me wrong. It's still tough. It's still a jungle out there. It's still very tough. But we got a client into escrow, and I was shocked at the price we got her in at. I really was shocked. But it was the story of the buyer, because she was a local business owner, and and she had a family and she had friends on the same street. The sellers didn't want to be greedy. They were happy with that price. Truth is, they could have got a lot more out of my buyers, but they accepted it. And so it just shows you, I think maybe 4 months ago there'd have been no chance of that happening, because there probably would have been 5 offers even before anyone had seen the place, and then we were, and the figures would have got silly. So it just gives you an idea that there is an opportunity to get a house at an okay price. You're not going to get, a ridiculous bargain. We had to go slightly over ask, but not like 200k over ask. So I really do feel as though there is an opportunity out there. The problem is this home that we got, it did need some work. That was the thing. And I think what most people are going to find is something that's ready to go, something that's got an incredible view, something which is going to have a million offers, you're going to struggle with. But the properties that maybe need a little bit of work that aren't perfect, they're the ones that I feel as though we're not getting ridiculous amount of offers on anymore. Some of my listings, we've been getting 3 to 5 offers as opposed to 4-6 months ago, 20 offers. So it just gives you an idea. And if people see there's more inventory on the market than a few months ago, and then just in regards to like pricing and stuff, I've got someone that I'm working with right now, and she's like, why is this price so low? Why is this price so high? So just to explain what's happening with the market, you've got the real estate agents that are pricing things low to get as many people through the door as possible. So it ain't going to go for $799 if it's for every other house is going for $1 million. It's going to go for $1 million just because it's priced at $799. And then you've got the people who are looking at that $1 million property. They're not priced it at $799. They're not pricing it at $1 million. They're getting greedy and pricing it at 1.1. Hardly anyone's going to see it. They're not getting the offers, and then they're having to reduce it, and it's sitting a lot more. So you've got both sellers and agents trying completely different tactics at the moment. So the market's a little bit wild. You just my advice is have a broad price spectrum to look at. Go and look at as many homes as possible, and then hopefully use me as your real estate agent. But if you don't, use your own. If you've got another agent that you use, my advice would be to just look at the home, see if you like it, get the agent to speak to the listing agent. Hopefully they pick up the phone, and then get them to run comps on that property, and then hopefully get a better idea of what the property is actually worth and what you should offer.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And then also see if your lender, if it's not me, can enable you to get the file underwritten up front so you can waive your loan contingency. That's what we're doing here. We're basically going up against cash offers because our offer looks similar to cash. There's no loan contingency because we vet it all out. We get all the conditions up front, and that enables us to close quicker, gives the client a lot more peace of mind and just stronger. And one thing I love to do is I like to call the listing agent and tell them 10 reasons why they should work with me. You choose our buyer and make it the easiest transaction ever. And if your lender's not doing that for you, definitely give me a call.
Yeah, the truth is, most of the time you're going to have to remove loan contingency and appraisal contingency, and sometimes even inspection contingency. But there are a few little tricks that both me and you use together. You know, the first thing I'll do is if we got someone who's interested, I'll say to you, how tied up is this? Is everything ready to go? Do they need to do anything before we start writing offers? Try and get everything done in advance. Once you've got that, then you're like, do you know what? I feel 99% confident this loan will be fine. How quickly can we get the appraisal done and get the loan done? Now, one of the things that we can do, and I hope other real estate agents aren't listening to this, are some of the tricks that I do. But one of the things that I'll do is we would say a 10-day inspection, knowing that you can get the loan and the appraisal done within 10 days. So we can remove that loan and appraisal contingency, but if something drastically wrong happens, like, I don't know, you lose your job or something within those 10 days and you can't get the loan, then you've still got the 10-day inspection period to pull out. There's a lot more little tricks that we can use with that, but it's about using an experienced agent that has gone through this, that has lost out on 1 million offers, that has had to play the game, has had to learn the systems, because it's a completely different market than it was a year or two ago. If you're working with an agent who hasn't done a deal in 2 years, they are going to struggle in this market, really are going to struggle. But yeah, speak to Alex, speak to me, get everything ready in advance. I'm working with clients at the moment that you're working on their loan. They've been away for 2 years, and I'm having to educate them. Like, this is completely different than when you sold your house 2 years ago. It is crazy how different it is.
It is, but you're experienced enough to be able to guide them, and that's what you need right now, is that experience. I don't want to talk down about any agent, but the experience is making a huge difference in helping getting offers over the table. So definitely give us a call.
Yeah, and I would say the truth is, it's not about experience of 15 years in the industry. It's more about how many deals has someone done in the last year. That's what I'd be looking at right now, because it's completely different. Someone might have been doing 50 deals a year for 10 years and then not done anything. They're going to struggle in this market right now. I mean, I get offers through on listings. They don't call me, they don't text or email me and ask me anything at all. They then write a full price ask offer with all the contingencies just completely normal. You've got 20 offers on the table. Half of them have given you a call, asked what's needed, asked where the other offers are, and they've written an offer 200K over ask with no contingencies. I'll be honest, I'm not calling that agent. Not even going to bother call that agent who wrote an offer completely standard, because I just know that I'm not going to be able to do business with them. They're not the right person for this home.
Exactly.
So, anything else to mention? Any other, I mean, one of the things that being self-employed myself, what's it like for the self-employed person these days? Can they get a loan?
Yeah, all the programs that may have gone away, or loans that were for self-employed persons, they kind of went away a little bit at the beginning of COVID. They're back in full force. I have a 1099 only program, so all we need is a 1099 to qualify you. We have bank statement loans. We have not quite a stated loan, but if you are an investor and you're buying a house that it's already rented out, as long as the rent exceeds the payment of the mortgage, we have a loan like that. It's called a debt service coveraging ratio. And if you need like a hard money loan, short-term bridge for like 1 or 2 months, I don't personally do it, but I have great contacts for that. So it's always worth giving me a call just to explore any kind of financing, because I do have a lot of connections there too.
Yeah, one thing to mention as well, I know most people have refinanced. If you haven't, what have you been doing in the last year? If you haven't, reach out to Alex as well. If you've got an interest rate over the things that we're talking about, if you've still got an interest rate at like over 4% or something ridiculous, then please do give Alex a call.
Definitely, if you're over 4%, we can save you some money. Even I would say 3.5% or higher, depending on the situation. It's highly likely we could save you some money right now. And I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom, but it could be the last opportunity before rates go up. I don't know that it will be, but the talk is that they are going to move up. So
I want them to go up. I want to have house prices drop. This is just insane. So I actually really do want them to go up. And I think most buyers do as well. They would prefer to be able to actually maybe go and have a look at a house and put an offer in and maybe get a house. And they probably don't mind having a higher interest rate to get that. So I think personally, I would like them to go up.
They're still historically low, even at 4%. They're still extremely low. 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, we were high 4s, low 5s. So we're lower than that. I mean, get it while you can. But I'm with you. I'm okay with rates going up. I'm perfectly fine with it. It'll help stabilize the market, I think.
Let's hope so. Thanks, Alex. Look forward to chatting to you in July.
Cheers. Thanks, James.
Bye.
Bye.